What's going on, Lasagnas? It's DylanLasagna here, and welcome to my Raw reactions for the 4th of July edition. And yeah, as I said, I was not going to be able to watch Monday Night Raw this week because, well, as I said on my last week on my Raw reactions, it's 4th of July, and yeah, obviously, I'm one of those people that celebrates the 4th of July with playing with fireworks, those morning glories, and throwing those firecrackers, and yeah, having a good time with my family. But yeah, but I did manage to see some of the highlights on WWE's YouTube channel and read the results and see the announcements for like Battleground and SmackDown. But yeah, I'm still here to talk about Raw, what I saw from my point of view from the highlights. So with that being said, let's talk about Raw. So the show opened up with 2 segments because it's 4th of July and it's a holiday episode. So it started off with a little Independence Day like food like party, and then everyone starts like a food fight, which The Miz basically started, I think, because it's a disgrace. Oh, okay, it was because of the Vaudevillains' horrible singing, and then they got food thrown at them, and then The Miz is just like, we will not have another holiday party ruined because of a food fight. And then The Miz gets jizzed all over with food, and then so does the Maurice, and then everyone starts a food fight, and then Kevin Owens hides under the table, but then he gets smacked in the face with the pie. And then the show kicks off with Lillian Garcia singing a beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. And man, it makes me feel like, man, I really wish Lillian Garcia could sing at one of my high school football games. That was such a beautiful rendition. But anyway, the show does kick off not with an opening segment from Dean Ambrose or Seth Rollins, but with an actual match. Wow, that's a first. So it starts off with Rusev versus Titus O'Neil for the U.S. Championship, but it was pretty, okay. If it was, I wasn't able to see much because, like, the highlights obviously trimmed it down on WWE's YouTube channel, but it was a pretty okay match. Like, the Rusev got the win with the accolade. I thought Titus O'Neil was gonna like do what John Cena did, like try to escape the accolade and lift him up, and then maybe do like a slam on Rusev. But then Rusev basically snapped him in half, or like ripped him in half, and then Titus O'Neil had to tap like a pussy. And I believe that's basically the end of the feud right there on 4th of July. And Rusev ripped 4th of July. He roasted the Americans and saying, "Happy 4th of July, bitches!" Like, you can eat all your hot dogs. You can light up your fireworks. But 4th of July is Happy 4th of Rusev. And yep, he's still your United States champion. And let's see who will challenge Rusev Crusher next at Battleground. We also had Sasha Banks confront Charlotte because Charlotte's being a little bitch again, because she's talking about jealousy is the most powerful emotion in the human body, and that what embodies Sasha Banks. And Sasha Banks comes out to join in on the conversation because she is the conversation. I think that's what she says, but I forgot. But yeah, Charlotte keeps degrading her on how she is not the boss when Charlotte is the real legit boss. And then Sasha Banks goes on an epic promo where she defines what a boss is, and that was freaking amazing. And even on her Instagram, like, she gave like an entire like quote on what a boss means. That was such an epic way to put those two women out there. Not like Charlotte is such an amazing heel, and Sasha Banks, since becoming like a good woman, like in the good graces of the fans, she's like shining. Like she still has some of that badass mic work. And yeah, the segment ends when Charlotte decides to attack Sasha Banks and Dana Brooke is just there. But then Sasha gets the upper hand, locks in the big statement, but Dana Brooke pulls her out. But it was a really good segment, but I'm not sure what is going to happen at Battleground. Hopefully they don't face off. My phone went off, but I'm not going to let that get in the way. But I hope a #1 contenders match will happen at Battleground, and Sasha Banks will go on to face Charlotte at SummerSlam. And there's so much that happened on this holiday-themed episode of Raw. So let me think of what else happened. Oh yeah, Dean Ambrose faced off against The Miz for how many times has it been now? I have no idea. But it wasn't as good as their previous SmackDown encounter, but it was an okay match. Dean Ambrose countered a skull-crushing finale. He tried to do a schoolboy roll-up, but he transitioned it into an epic dirty deeds, and then he stayed out there at ringside for Seth Rollins' match against Dolph Ziggler for the 1 trillionth time. But they always put, for some reason, Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins always put on an epic match for the fans. It's like, dang, how do they always kick out of each other's moves? Until Seth Rollins countered the zigzag into a pedigree out of nowhere. Seth Rollins is really getting that pedigree, like nailing it right there. He gets the win against Dolph Ziggler again, and then Seth Rollins decides to go on a tirade of proportions, roasting Roman Reigns again. But he is right, like, because Roman Reigns was suspended, and Seth Rollins even goes on to say he's a bad role model to each and every one of you, which is absolutely true. He's the face of the company. Roman Reigns is the face of the company, and he gets suspended for violating the wellness policy, which indeed does make him a bad role model. As I said in my Roman Reigns rant video, you don't see John Cena violating the wellness policy because, hey, he knows he's the face of the company. Well, yeah, he's one of the top players in the company, and he knows he can't pull shit like that. But yeah, Dean Ambrose then decides to go up on the announce table, and then Seth Rollins just budges him off, and he goes on to say, are you crazy? I'm not the crazy one. You're the crazy one. Because at Battleground, I will pedigree your ass again, like I did last week on Raw. No thanks to the club. And I will reclaim my WWE Championship in a match that still should be a one-on-one championship match without Roman Reigns. And Dean Ambrose decides he's had enough, and he goes on to hit Seth Rollins with the dirty deeds on the announce table. But I'm wondering why. Why did the announce table break? And it kind of looked like it hurt Dean Ambrose's back. But anyway, that was a pretty cool segment, like, after the match. And the match was pretty cool between Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins, and a really good way to build up the triple threat at Battleground, even if Roman Reigns was not there. The New Day Wyatt Family feud suddenly got more interesting. I know, like the first 2 weeks of the feud were really But then this week on the 4th of July, like, really skyrocketed the feud because the Wyatt family invited the New Day to come face their fear, see if the power of positivity really worked at their compound, at their home field. See if all their smiles and hugs and all the "don't you dare be sour" will work around the Wyatt family's compound and forest of fear. And New Day responds saying, "Why is the Wyatt family inviting us when..." Well, I forgot. Oh, the highlights, like, they always cut everything out, but I failed to pay attention to it. And yet, Wyatt family interrupt the New Day, and they kind of repeat what they said in the invite promo, and they say, "Face your fears," blah blah blah. But it was an epic, like, back and forth between the two teams, and then New Day obviously accept the invite, like, but then Xavier Woods decides to lash out at them, which was very surprising. Like, the power of positivity suddenly turned into the power of negativity from Xavier Woods, and he suddenly, like, freaks out and lashes out at Big E and Kofi Kingston. He's saying, "Don't you see? Like, you guys are so eager to, like, accept their invite. Now we have to go over there and on their home field with our power of positivity. And that might not even work. And all our smiles and hugs will be ineffective on their battlefield. And if we can't survive there, then the New Day might not even survive at all." And that was very an effective promo from Xavier Woods. Man, that was just amazing. Like, now it makes me wonder if this signals Xavier Woods joining the New Day, or if it's just like the Wyatt family playing with Xavier Woods' head, only for it to be a setup by the New Day. That would be very interesting to see, like, in the coming weeks. Like, next week is when they go to the compound, and then at Battleground when they have the match, Xavier Woods is like, "F you guys, I'm gonna beat your ass," and then we retain the tag team titles. That would be an interesting scenario. But other than that, I'm now really excited for this feud, because the Wyatt family is really getting intense, getting really personal with this feud, and they're really, like, a really legitimate threat to this tag team titles. And oh man, I am really excited to see what happens next week when the New Day invade the Wyatt family compound. John Cena once again whined about the club interfering in his match, because John Cena sometimes is a whiner. He goes on to say, "The 4th of July is a time to celebrate our independence, but then the club has no independence." And this brings out AJ Styles, and he basically goes on to repeat to say, "You know why we don't have independence, John? Because why I don't have independence, John? Because you have that shovel, and I know you're gonna bury me. And Gallows and Anderson right here, the Bullet Club is my insurance policy to keep you from burying me." Ha 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 ha. And then the club go on to beat down John Cena again. Oh yeah. Hashtag beat up John Cena. They go on to hashtag beat up John Cena again, until help arrives in the form of Enzo and Cass. And they send the club running off. And it is soon announced that Enzo and Cass will team up with John Cena to face off against the club in a 6-man tag team match, holding off John Cena versus AJ Styles #2 at Battleground. Thank goodness. And they're doing the smart thing right. WWE's doing the smart thing right here by delaying Cena versus Styles #2 by booking a 6-man tag team match with John Cena and friends versus the club in a tag team match at Battleground, which I will do my predictions the Thursday before the pay-per-view. Speaking of Enzo and Cass, they got rid of the social outcasts in a fairly easy match, and the Social Outcasts were dressed up as Minutemen for Independence Day, and Big Cass introduced Enzo to the Sonic's $5 box, because how you doing to the Enzo lunchbox. There were some other things that happened on Raw. I don't remember. WWE's YouTube channel has too many highlights. Oh yeah, Vicky Guerrero returned to Raw. It was nice seeing her again. Like, oh man, that's kind of refreshing, because her "excuse me" it's so funny. Like I really miss her saying "excuse me." I miss her. It's so annoying, yet it's kind of funny at the same time. And then she's kind of there saying the same thing that John Laurinaitis, Teddy Long, and Corporate Kane have been saying for the past like month or so. Except like she doesn't want corporate stooges or like butting like favorites for the fans. She wants, or all kind of like, I don't know. She wants the fans' voices to be heard, kind of, but she wants her to make the decisions herself. And then she goes on to do her signature laugh. But then security's there to escort her out, and then she even slaps a black dude, security official, and then she is escorted out of there. And Dolph Ziggler doesn't know her. What else? Oh yeah, Becky Lynch defeated Summer Rae in a fairly quick match that promoted Becky Lynch versus Natalya at Battleground, which I'm pretty excited for, but I hope they build it up, hype it up properly to make me excited for it. And what else happened? Oh yeah, that main event, the 16-man tag team match, elimination match between the USA and the multi-international team of faces and heels. Aren't there supposed to be like one team of faces versus one team of heels? That made no sense. And it was kind of meh. I guess it was okay. Zack Ryder got the win with the Rough Rider, but it was cool seeing Zack Ryder get the win. But I don't know, the main event was just, it was kind of a bad way to end a good holiday episode of Monday Night Raw. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention one thing. I'm hearing things of that this Thursday on SmackDown, they're gonna announce Brock Lesnar's opponent for SummerSlam. This is probably like a way to promote like Lesnar's fight for UFC 200 or something. But who's gonna be Lesnar's opponent? Maybe just keep it a surprise. I'd better not have them announce it, but maybe like when Lesnar comes back, the mystery opponent could like come back and hit him out of nowhere. If it's really Randy Orton, like, then hey, that would be a great match. But yeah, it's like, wait until Brock Lesnar comes back to really announce the match, and wait for his opponent to like really strike Lesnar. If it's Brock versus Bray, hey, I'm all in for that too. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see who Brock Lesnar's opponent for SummerSlam is. But other than that, I'm all in. Overall, I thought Raw was I pretty good. Like just watching from the highlights, it was a pretty good episode. Considering it was a holiday episode, like it's pretty entertaining. Like even if some of the storylines were put aside this week, it was actually a pretty good episode. I take back what I said last week, that it was just WWE's just gonna throw this episode away and just like sit back, relax, eat their hot dogs and stuff. No, it's like they did a pretty good job this week, like making a pretty decent, good episode and kind of entertaining episode of Raw. Like everyone toward that had a match at Battleground, or at least going to have a match at Battleground did their part, like, and built up their match properly and effectively, and sold me on their upcoming match as well. So yeah, it was a pretty impressive. Like, I was wrong, like really wrong. But anyway, guys, I want to know what you guys thought of Monday Night Raw for the 4th of July edition, 4th of July holiday episode, and leave them in the comments below. I want to see what you guys felt. Drop a like on this video if you guys enjoyed my highlights-filled edition of my Raw reactions. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. I promise I will watch Monday Night Raw in full this Monday. And like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on all my social media links. They're in the description below. And always be delicious.